Hello and welcome back to another Rocket League analysis video. So it's been a hot minute since I uploaded one of these. I have some extra videos to upload at some point. But for now, we're just going to analyze the Cybertruck here. So, first things first. So this is Cronator, he's a Plat 1, I believe he said. And we're just gonna, spend some time watching. Now, Plat, obviously there's a lot of time that you'll spend learning and improving as you go. So, I'm not going to be too hard on the basic mechanical stuff. Might give some tips on that though. Apart from that, it's mostly just going to be focused on rotation and keeping things neat and tidy. First glance, Cybertruck, I have no strong opinions either which way, apart from the fact that it's a garbage car, but, no strong opinions. So I don't mind staying back here. Okay, so now this is pretty early to stop the video, but I'm going to quickly just run through a couple of things. So you're sort of lurking here. This is fine because there's no way for the enemy team to make a solid follow-up here. It's not a big deal. If that Pasqua whale, it's the Devil 84. If Devil 84 had boost and he was boosting towards this ball actively, I would have told you to go back. However, where you're sitting here is not so bad. When we start to go up here, though, this is a red flag. Not for you, but for your teammate. And it's time to make a very quick decision that the rest of the game, until either, the game is over, until your teammate pulls it together, is going to be a defensive one. The reason being is that there is no reason for your teammate to be anywhere near this. He's not on the right side of the ball. There's nothing he could do here. He could go for a demo, and that's it. Apart from that, he should not be here. He shouldn't be lurking. It's not his play anymore. He should be making some space and figuring things out. Instead, he's parked up behind the ball, trying to pass back to you. I'm not really sure, but at this point, I would be very, very mindful because if he got beat there, you would have both just got scored on immediately. The enemy team was not really paying any attention, kind of playing it slow. It is what it is. But anyone who's capable of punishing what you guys just did there would have gotten themselves a goal. This is a good move. You decided to run back a little bit and just kind of wait. I'm not sure exactly what that was. I assume you're probably dodging the bump. Okay. So I'm going to quickly run back this bit here. So in 3v3, what you did was the right move. In 2v2, you want to make him do a move through your positioning and not through your commit. So he has to, if he doesn't flick here and you're in this position, there is nothing that you can do like wrong that he can't like play defensive of. So essentially what I mean is, as it stands, he cannot just dribble this ball forever. He's dribbling it in front of his own net. If you dunk him here, he's screwed. He has to get the ball away from the net. He has to speed it up. He has to be less predictable. So a flick here is guaranteed. Either a flick or a 50 is 100% going to happen. What you want to do is be around without committing. So shadow plays here are perfect. So turn to the right and just have your butt facing him and turn back around when you want to actually commit. You don't want to commit to the ball to make him flick because it's 2v2, right? It means it's taking you out of the game without taking him out of the game. So something to keep in mind. I think my controller is disconnected here. Oh, it has. Let me just plug this back in for a bit. Alright, beautiful. So let's go back to you. Sorry about that. So you don't want to commit to that. You want to be there, but you don't want to commit. Alright, your teammate misses. Decent, good 50. And good shadow as well. Nice. Then you follow up. Okay. Another mistake from your teammate. He should not have been going for this. It's your play. You've got boost. You've got the ball. Your teammate shouldn't be anywhere near you. But whatever, it is what it is. You'll always get teammates like this. Okay. Here's a good example of, so where you're sitting here expecting a pass is reasonable. However, you don't want to turn towards the goal. You want to be continue driving in basically the orientation you're at. You want to continue driving in a straight line, traveling slowly. The reason for that is because it means you can turn right to go for a shot or turn left to go back to your net. So if this play gets shut down, you don't want to be facing directly towards the net because it takes longer, obviously, to turn 180 degrees than it does to turn 90 degrees, right? So as we can see here, you start turning towards the net. So what I would have done is slowed down, stayed a little bit further back, and waited to see if he could actually make a pass. Now, his skill so far has said to me that he will not make a pass, he just wants the ball. I would definitely, so here's a good example. You've turned towards the net. Now you have to turn all the way back around. Fortunately, you've got time to do so, but if you didn't, you would have kind of been screwed. Okay, so again here, that was that same thing I was talking about earlier, where you don't want to, you want to be close to a play without committing to the play. Decent, good clear. Okay, so here, this is more a mechanics thing, but don't be afraid to continue taking this ball down a little bit rather than sort of taking your time. Now he can get the demo on you, fortunately, which means you can follow up again. Now this should definitely be a goal. Well, no, not really, but... Oh, that was risky. Okay, so fortunately he didn't shoot on net, but you don't need to... you had the right idea, right? So the thought process here is simple. I don't want to get scored on. This Devil 84 guy has turned on the ball. He has the chance to shoot on net. I don't want to get scored on. What do I do? Now, you want to make a touch, but you want to make a touch with a follow-up in mind. So a soft touch here or a side flip to get it rolling up the wall or something like that is reasonable. But the double jump here, I don't know if you plan to do a double jump, but that move, not so great. All right, decent, decent. Nice, good 50. Okay, so you had the 50 in mind. This was a good idea, but don't reverse afterwards. So a good thing to do when your recovery is going to be probably pretty garbage is obviously never go in reverse unless you're confident enough to actually do a reverse play. Just continue holding accelerate and hold drift slash air roll for your recovery because it'll help sort of smooth out the recovery. But apart from that, the actual 50 itself was a great idea. Now you just want to get back to net and give yourself a bit of time to recover. So you've got the opportunity to go back to boost. Yeah, nice. No worries there. Now, something I do want to mention, in higher ranks, stuff like this can be pretty dangerous, right? This bounce off of the back wall here, as often as you can, you don't want to let that happen. A single jump into an aerial is good enough to cover for that. However, not a big deal. These ranks won't punish that kind of stuff. It won't happen until far later. Just something to keep in mind as you improve. You'll notice people taking advantage of the backboard a little bit more. And you want to make sure that basically that backboard bounces don't happen uncontested. Okay, so here, I can hear your teammate behind you. I do not like that he's there because you're trying to make a passing play. Like, you're not trying to shoot, you're trying to pass. So the fact that he's just parked up right behind you as if he's going to take the ball is pretty frustrating. However, that doesn't mean you can't pass to him. Oh, never mind, he just straight takes the ball. Alright, cool. Whoa, fortunate. So here's one of those examples of taking advantage of a backboard bounce. Now, unfortunately, you were the cause of the backboard bounce. But what I would have done here for you is either take the ball into midfield at this point here. You've got 93 boost. There's no harm in doing that. Or take the ball back into the corner. So this here, it bounces left into the middle, towards middle of the field. I would have hit that back into the same corner it just bounced off of. That's no problem at all. But apart from that, the safest way to go about this is to intercept it right here. Now what you can do is you can intercept it and take it back to your corner or take it back to the wall or something like that. But definitely intercept it earlier if you have the capability to do so. Alright, good shot. Now, you know how I've been criticizing your teammate for going up on balls that aren't his, that are yours? This is an example of you doing what he was getting criticized for. So this is his ball, right? He's got full boost. He's keen as a bean. He's got an open net from midfield, from far field. What you could do here is go midfield, make sure to bump, demo, do whatever you can to slow down a recovery, or reorientate the ball to make sure that it does go into the net. But you don't really want to take this touch here. Don't take it. It's his. Let him have it. Fortunately, it didn't matter, but you also had the opportunity of bumping him off the ball there based off of your position, so. Alright, we're kind of waiting. Okay. I know we want to learn to aerial. It's okay to do so. There's no problem with that. However, there is zero reason to go up for the ball right here. No one's beating you to it. No one's racing for it. They're not even sitting underneath it. You don't have to go up for this. Let it bounce, let it hit the ground, and then touch it. Or grab it, or do anything else. Or wait for it to get a little bit lower even, and then go for a nice big touch. This isn't really it, but I know you're learning. You're trying to learn how to do dribbles and stuff like that. That's not a bad touch there. And so, that's fine. Ooh. So I'm sure you already know what went wrong here. Now, the logic here was go for a 50, buy my teammate time, and also try to go for like a decent win. However, this is risky. The moment you realize your teammate isn't here and both of the enemies are here, you want to turn around. You want to turn around and go home. Alright? That is not your ball to go for, because you're getting beat, right? And if you're getting beat and there's no one behind you, then you're losing. If the way I think of it is this: if there's no one behind you and you're going to get beaten to a ball, that's a goal for them. It's not always a goal for them, but quite often it is. Alright, decent. So I really like this. Not many people talk about this, but the way you're sitting right now is near perfect. I say near perfect because it could be better. I would do this. See how you did that 180 there? I would do that in the net. Just another 5 meters further back. But what you're actually doing here, just parked up in the box, waiting for the ball, waiting for the play, letting things go out, sort of making a mental reset. This is good. You don't want to be chasing the ball all the time. You don't want to be only staring at the ball cam. This right here is called taking stock, right? You can see everybody on the field. You can see what's happening. You can see your boost. You can see your teammate's boost. You know what's going on from here. Your teammate, by the way, has no idea where you are. He doesn't care, but he also has no idea. If you were somewhere else on the field right now, he wouldn't know. The ball's way above his head in the corner. He could likely, let's take a look. Do you reckon he can see even the right-hand side mid boost? Let's find out. Yeah, he can't see anything. There is so much of the field that he cannot see right now. Fortunately, you're in a nice safe spot, but if he was another 5 meters closer, as we can see from here, look how quickly, right, from his position, look how quickly the field on his right just disappears, right? He can't see shit. He has no idea where you are. He has no idea if he can take a shot, if he can, pass it, what he can do. Fortunately, the enemy team is just flopping around, but it's something to keep in mind, right? What can my teammates see? Do they know I'm here? Do the enemy know I'm here? who's, who's present, who's got boost, who's got nothing, who's playing passive, who's playing aggressive. Where you're sitting right now gives you everything you need to, well, not right now, but yeah, right now, actually, sorry, wrong Cybertruck, is exactly what you need. You can see the whole field. And then you go back, which allows your teammate, if your teammate was going to keep ball chasing, he had mid there. I like that back boost take. That was good. All right, this should be a goal here. Nice, good 50. So that was solid. Pretty safe shot. Your teammate was back. Perfectly reasonable. All right, this could be your touch. Yeah, nice, good beat. And could grab the midfield. Really, really good passive play. Oh, okay. So good passive play. However, if you want to turn early on balls like this, what I would suggest is start boosting from here, right? So start zooming. Boost, 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 boost. Get supersonic as fast as you can. That'll give you more distance between yourself and the ball, and you can turn. So see how you're kind of lurking, taking it slow, taking your time. You wanna go faster so that you can actually turn early. Because as it stands, now your turn is way off. I would also suggest turning the other direction so that you're still driving away from the ball for the majority of your turn. Another good thing to keep in mind, no matter where you are on the field, try to think of the ball as a pivot point. And the pivot is like the two sides of the pivot are you on one side and the enemy goal on the other. So if you're in this position and you turn into midfield to go for the ball, that pivot doesn't go towards the enemy goal, that goes towards the wall. And it's hard to shoot a goal when you're aiming at the wall, right? You see what I mean? So like the pivot point would be literally the wall. Now, if you were going for a wall play, no problem. But if you're trying to get a goal or play it safe or get possession, it's not really where you want to go. So if you go the other direction, say, if you had gone to the left over here to the wall, you would have been up on the side of the wall and the ball would have been towards the net, right? Like the pivot point would have been you on the wall, the ball, and then the other side of the field, as in the net and stuff like that. It's not perfect. It's very rarely is a perfect pivot, but as often as you can, you want to put so I really don't like this from your teammate, but at the same time, what I would suggest here, so you've turned here, decent, wait for the bounce on the sidewall, and then immediately, the moment you have mentally calculated the bounce, after it happens, of course, but the moment you've understand what's going on, immediately right here, jump for it. You see how long it took for the ball to continue coming over here? Now understand that the sidewalls are scary and stuff like that, but just jump for it. You do not want this ball coming across your net. Unfortunately, your teammate got a pretty good touch, all things considered. Still, could have been a goal, but fortunately a fairly good touch. Is he going to pass to you? Oh, actually pretty good. Your enemy failed. Alright, teammate's gone for a touch. He should be able to get a goal here. He goes for pass, it's alright. Also a reasonable play here for him to go to pass. You see how earlier we had that play when you were sitting in the enemy box and you turned towards and you had that really awkward recovery in like the first minute? This is the same style of play, but you're in a good position. And you can turn back towards your goal if your teammate gets beaten, right? But your teammate didn't get beaten, he got the beat, which means now you can go for a shot. Still a bit risky there. The enemy team did have an opportunity to get a really hard clear, but they've kind of shown their true colors by this point. You know you can play a little bit differently. Decent touch. Oh my gosh. That takes back on it. Yeah, nice. You see how we were talking about earlier, like taking the ball back to your own corner? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the stuff right there. Nice, good disruption, good disruption. And your teammate takes a shot on net. That was perfect. So that was a good shot from your teammate. Here, right, this is a bit of a tough one. So whenever you're trying to, it's kind of a pretty big, kind of underrated tip. If you are trying to make a touch like this, where the ball is going to go off or up the wall, you don't want to flip. The reason you don't want to flip is because your car's going to be topsy-turvy all over the place. One jump and then either slam into or land on the wall is perfect. Essentially, think when it comes to balls, especially like this, and you're going to make a touch here, think about your recovery over the touch. So you want to make a touch, but you want to make a good recovery. Like a good chubby emu, right? You want to make a full recovery. Yeah, but apart from that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I thought that was across the board. I'm pretty stoked with that. It was a decent replay. Yeah, like you've got the decision making. I think the biggest tip I can give you is faster. Go faster. Speed up a good amount because that extra speed is going to serve you over the long term. It's going to give you some pretty big gains. So if you continue speeding up, making some more plays, continue practicing, get a few mechs down like half flips and stuff like that, your basic stuff, and you'll be flying, man. You'll be champ in no time. Your decision making is solid. You just need to be a little bit faster and maintain that strong confidence on where you want the ball to go whenever you're capable of having it. Apart from that, don't overcommit. Read your teammates as well as your enemies, and you'll do all right, I reckon. This is a decent replay. I don't think there's anything too major that you have to work on right away. I don't think you've got any major, huge, glaring flaws. Um, I imagine you don't have many hours in the game. Continue practicing speeding up. Learn the basic recovery mechanics. Practice your flying, and that should be it. Yeah, the basic mechanics I would suggest would be half flips, um, fast jumps, so quick double jumps and fast takeoffs. Um, And apart from that, just general speedy control of the ball. Maybe the third mechanic, if I was to choose three, half flips, fast aerials, and bounce dribbles. Right? Look up tutorials on those three. Enjoy them, practice them, get better. Especially when it comes to bounce dribbles, practice bounce dribbling rather than just dribbling on the roof of your car. And I think you'll be flying up the ranks in no time, man. All right. Hope you enjoyed. I hope that's helpful. And yeah, feel free to send in some more over time. Peace.